Alright guys, so Apple is back on track releasing new updates. Today releasing what I like to call a curveball, releasing iOS 26.2 release candidate. The RC is now officially available to registered developers. Now, I say it's a curveball because even major outlets thought that Apple would release beta 4 this week, RC next week, and the official release the following week towards mid-December. But no, Apple has other plans. Today releasing iOS 26.2 RC, the release candidate, again, now available to registered developers. Now, for those of you asking why is the RC such a large file, keep in mind this is overwriting the entire operating system, as this is basically the final release before it is officially pushed out to the general public. Now, of course, we're going to go over what's new with the latest iOS 26.2 RC, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, aside from iOS 26.2 RC, the release candidate, Apple also released all these other updates that you see right here for iPadOS, macOS, watchOS, HomePod software update, tvOS, and visionOS, all RCs available to registered developers as of today for iOS 26 and iOS 18 devices. Now, just to give you guys a quick recap of some of the new features and changes coming to the iPhone with iOS 26.2 here in the near future, and then we'll talk about the expected release date here shortly. The first thing to note is that Apple has added a new toggle for liquid glass to customize the lock screen clock, where you can scrub all the way to the left for full liquid glass effect, or all the way to the right for all the tinted glass effect that you want on your lock screen clock. This is one of the changes that's coming to the customization features with iOS 26.2. Now, something new is new animations within this latest software update. So if you tap on anything around the OS, you see new animations happening here within the OS that have sort of that liquid glass effect. And these are just going to be some of the changes in terms of animations and actual changes to the actual look of the OS. But if we take a look at some of the new features with this one, Apple is set to bring offline lyrics with Apple Music with iOS 26.2. We also have a revised version of sleep scores. So sleep scores have been changed a little bit with this one, as well as, the new alerts for reminders are currently available with iOS 26.2, which is really cool. I really like the new alerts for reminders with iOS 26.2. There's also a revamp happening with Apple News. So the news application gets a new user interface with iOS 26.2 for those that have Apple News and Apple News Plus. And of course, we also have the new tables coming to freeform with this new software update, expected sometime later this month. Now, there's also some changes happening to alerts. You can now use the screen of your iPhone to flash when you get a notification or some type of alert. Previously, you could only use the LED flash on the back of your device, but yeah, you now have the ability to actually use the screen of your device as well if your iPhone is laying face up. Now, there's also enhancements happening here to the safety alerts on iPhone. As you can see right there, we now have additional enhancements to safety alerts for earthquake and things like that, as you can see right here. And last but not least, AirPods live translation will be coming to the EU with iOS 26.2. So again, I'll have an entire coverage of everything that's new with this software update as soon as it becomes available to the general public, which brings me to the next topic. iOS 26.2, although right now is currently sitting in RC, we could see a second RC. That is the build number right there. But if Apple was to release a second release candidate, which has happened in the past, we will most likely see it sometime this Friday before the official release, which in my opinion now will shift to next week on December the 8th. I believe this software update should be available for everyone Monday or Tuesday of next week. Obviously, I will keep you guys posted right before the holiday season, Apple dropping yet another major update for iOS 26. Now, keep in mind, if you're a registered developer, iOS 26.3, the first beta, will most likely become available the week after the release of 26.2, which is going to be the week of the 15th of December, right before the holiday season. So just keep in mind, iOS 26.2 RC currently available to registered developers, bringing many changes to the iPhone, and we're looking forward to the official release here in the next couple of days. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.